This is a just freshly showered Jamie Drummond reporting for Good Food Revolution. I am here with an old friend from back in the UK, Mr. Oliver Maxwell, otherwise known as Olimax. How are you today, sir?
I'm splendid.
Now, for those people unfamiliar with you, what is it that you're doing down on the Catalonian coast these days?
At the moment, not a lot because we're all locked in, as everybody else
Right.
is. But the
In normal times.
I made the stupid decision to open a bar and restaurant. As my friend said, it's like giving a machine gun to a monkey.
Right. Okay.
I think it's been proven right. But it was going well, and then we closed for the winter season because it's pretty dead there. And then the week we were due to be open, we weren't.
Right, because of the lockdown. Right.
I went for lunch on the Friday. On the Friday evening, they announced the lockdown, and Saturday that was it. No working.
So you got the one day, the one lunch.
No, that was at somebody else's.
Oh, right, that was at somebody else's. Right.
We'd spend a week cleaning the bar, repainting some of it, just in time for it to be shut again.
Wow.
So no, haven't had a chance, but well, obviously I've got one very good client there.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I've actually been working through the stock. We got some very nice artisan beers on draft, or at least we did, and they needed drinking, so somebody had to take one for the team, really.
Now, what is the name of the bar and where are you located exactly?
Okay, we're 50 kilometers north of Barcelona.
Right.
Right on the coast. We would be on the beach except for the railway line.
Right.
Which goes, it was the first railway line in Spain. And in those days, nobody's interested in beaches. I read a good book by Norman Lewis recently, which explained all this, because tourism never took off till the 1960s, really, anywhere in the world.
Okay.
And there was just all this sand, and that's where the poor people put their shanty down and the fishermen lived. So they just stuck it right at the beach. But it does make for the most glorious train ride up there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Anyway, so yes, I opened this bar, and it took me 9 months to build it because it had been dead for 2 years. It was originally the last incarnation. It was a Georgian restaurant.
Okay.
As in Russia, not
yes.
America.
Yeah.
Which is, I like Georgia. I've been there. They make some very good wines. But they were the first wines ever, weren't they? I think.
Yes, apparently, yes. Allegedly, they are.
Allegedly, yeah.
It really depends who you speak to about that.
Yeah. And I've been to Moscow, and it's some very good. Well, the food's never good there, but it's. I mean, it's good. They make nice, kind of hearty stews, but not ideal for a summer resort.
Yeah, of course.
So, but it all looked very dubious. I don't think there was underlying things going on there.
What's the concept behind your bar restaurant, and what's it called?
Oh, sorry, it's called Bar Gros.
Okay.
Which Gros means fat in Catalan.
Okay.
I've no idea where I got that idea. And I'm not sure what the concept is. It keeps evolving. It's certainly going to be very different now. But I just wanted a bar with quite strange food, cultural pillage or whatever it's called. Was it?
Right. Cultural appropriation.
Cultural appropriation. That's people keep asking what the style of food, and it's definitely cultural appropriation. Some local stuff, and then some. So, for instance, my favourite thing we do is a salmon Negroni.
Okay.
Where I take a whole salmon and I cure it in juniper berries for a few days, and then wash all the salt off, put it into vermouth, which is obviously a very Catalan thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at the moment, I'm drinking one from the Basque Country. So then you get the gin element of the Negroni, then you get the vermouth element,
Yeah.
and then to go with that, I make an Aperol ice cream.
Okay.
Because I prefer I prefer the Negroni made of Aperol rather than Campari.
Right.
Campari a little bit too bitter.
Okay. And how much of this of the preparation, the cooking, are you doing yourself?
I'm done, hands on.
Really? Okay. I didn't realize. I thought you had a chef there, so you're doing a lot of that yourself.
Yes, wow. I've got a fantastic barman, or bartender, which is always Dick's name.
So I can remember the last time I spoke to you, we were talking about the COVID-19 pandemic, and you thought it was quite a bit of like too much fuss about virtually nothing. How are you feeling about that today? Because you're easing out of lockdown, right? Barcelona and Madrid are opening up as of today, I think.
No, I'm literally one village away from Barcelona. I won't go into it. They changed the region, but basically, one village nearer is technically in Barcelona, and we're for this purpose we're in Girona.
Right.
So Barcelona's still on lockdown.
Okay.
And they've let them out a little bit. You can go on the beach, but I think they're going to give up on that because everybody went to the beach. Basically.
Right. Okay.
And it was packed, and so they're going to stop that. They've got quite a good plan. They've got the 4 phases all laid out, and across each region goes on to a different phase as they get better. Well, I'm not sure. I think the trouble is nobody really knows.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps pontificating about, and if they've got a different opinion, like a lot of things, you're an idiot. But I'm open-minded and confused about it.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any answer.
Yeah.
And I wish people would stop assuming it was. So I don't know. I quite like the Swedish model, except they've got all the old people. And they all died, so.
Yeah, but I also I was reading today that they were expecting by this point to have about 25% herd immunity, and they are around about 7. So the model was way off.
Yes, but even it's like they always talk about the scientific process. Well, what scientists? If you asked a virologist, is the word?
Yes,
or
epidemiologist, perhaps?
Yes, but if you ask them, obviously they've got a brief, they just want to get rid of it, they're going to go one direction.
Yeah.
If you ask if you're a scientist, they're going to ask another one.
Yeah.
Astrophysicists might have, but it's this generic scientist appeal. So I really don't know. I think my problem was once you get into this lockdown, I couldn't see how you could go and exit until you get the vaccination.
Yeah.
Why aren't we in it forever? And if we could go out of it, then what's the difference between when we went into it?
Yeah, exactly. Now, how do you think?
It's not any better, just more people have died.
How do you feel the restaurant industry is going to come back from this lockdown? And how can a restaurant stay in business with social distancing measures in place?
It's a tricky one. Well, today in here, they've just brought out the new rule that you have to wear a mask. Okay. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to work in a bar that they've just opened this week. Yeah. How are you going to drink and eat, particularly? But I think they're a bit liberal. It's to be honest, I have no idea. I mean, there'll be a lot less bars. Yeah. For sure. That's for sure. I think it varies from country. I think in London, as soon as they open the pubs, they'll be packed. English people just go, yeah, we'll have a drink. Yeah, exactly. And they're straight in there because they are drinkers. Spanish people, not so much, especially Catalans. They don't really, they're what we might call professional drinkers. I mean, in Barcelona it's different. It's more cosmopolitan. Yeah. Once you get out, So at the moment, so since Monday, they allowed all the bars that have terraces to open.
Okay.
I mean, you can sit outside.
So
So
you went for lunch with some friends a couple of days ago, didn't you?
I did. I'm still suffering. Got a bit excited and a bit what not called thirsty.
Right. And how were people behaving in that terrorist situation?
The thing I found the most strange is that all the staff wearing masks. Because to me, a bar's not about drinking, like a restaurant's not about eating. It's about being there. It's about the environment.
The experience, yeah.
There's a fantastic book, my Bible really, by Keith Wardhouse, called The Art of Lunching.
Yep.
And the first thing, I mean, he's the man that, wrote the Jeffrey Bernard's Unwell and Amazing Furry Rice from the 80s. I think I've bought so far 50 of these books just to get away to people.
Really?
But he goes on about, the first thing he said was, this is not a book about eating. It's a book about lunching. And lunching is a very different experience.
Yes, yeah.
So when you got people serving and wearing masks, the restaurant we went to, there's two brothers that run it, and I couldn't tell the difference because they got these masks on.
Yeah.
And I'm dreading the point where we work when we have to. I've been looking at just the glass face visors because at least you can see somebody's face with that.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is when you're in the kitchen, it's just immediately. I'm bad enough with glasses.
Yeah.
As soon as I pour more water into a pan, I can't see anything.
The whole right. Yeah. I hear you. Yeah.
And I don't know. Do I have to wear a mask in the kitchen, which is going to be very difficult. But I think just as it was just the one bit I really hate is Estrella Dam, which is the local one. In our bar, we have Estrella Galicia, which is a completely different one. But that first beer after 10 weeks sitting on the terrace by the sea was just the best beer I've ever had.
Yeah. I was thinking about how much I miss draft beer. You had your own bar to serve yourself from, but I'd forgotten how much. I'm really craving a pint of draft beer. Jeez. So, how, apart from the social distancing, what else will change in the restaurant situations in Spain?
When I went out to lunch on Wednesday, apart from men in masks, who looked like they're going to rob somebody, we're not allowed anything on the table. Anything. It's very standard to have a bottle of very good oil on the table, even in a cheap tapas place.
Yeah.
You can't have that, or pepper or salt, and particularly you're not allowed to have menus. And I'm not sure how this is going to work for us. So, where I went on Wednesday, it's very simple because they went. We've got buñuelas, we've got croquetas, and we've got paella, which they're famous for. We'll have paella. And I knew the wines because I'd been there many times before.
Right.
But no menus. So what do you do?
Maybe chalkboards or something like that?
Chalkboards, but so that you only get so much on them. Talking about doing it on phones. So you either QR code, which isn't so popular in Europe. In China, I've been a few times. They're so used to they have QR codes everywhere. You get flash your phone. I don't think it's really built into the system here. But that's probably the best one. Everybody's got a phone. So if you have the simple enough address that people type in, then I think menus on phones is the way to go. People stare at their phones anyway when they're abroad.
True. How do you feel the Spanish government have dealt with things compared to the UK government? Because you still have a foot in the UK.
I think the great thing they did was that they came out with these 4 phases, which weirdly the first one was called phase 0. I didn't quite see why people count from 0. So the first one was phase 0. They've got 4 of these, and they announced them. They tweet them all the time.
This is in Spain, right?
This is in Spain.
Yes, yeah.
And they. So, there's the beach announcements, and they, depending on your province, they've let different people move on to different stages. Barcelona's the last one to even move out the first stage.
Right.
And I think that's very good because it gives people hope. They go, okay, oh, we're on phase one now. Very exciting. So, whereas the UK just seems, I don't get this. The thing I hate is this thing where they announce the deaths every day.
Yeah.
It's like, really, I think somebody in Malaysia is running a sweepstake on them. There's no sport, so there must be some betting going on somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But it's a bit weird, and they just, in the UK, they just seem to just make it up on the spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think if you just give people a future, you can change it. But if you give people a future, then they can see something coming rather than just steam into it. But I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a politician.
So to end on a bright note, you mentioned that you had really missed your terrace lunching. What else are you looking forward to now that the lockdown is being eased?
I'm not sure. Well, it'd be nice to get back to the bar. Friends, I think.
Right.
I mean, I got very lazy about going down to Barcelona.
Right.
People come up here in the summer. But that's, I think, isn't that what you always miss?
Yeah.
It's nothing. Everything's about the mates again.
And it doesn't really work over these kind of digital interfaces. It's just not the same.
It's not. Well, it's been, I've been doing a pub quiz.
Okay.
But yeah, you can't. I mean, some people have been doing, virtual pub or this or virtual.
Yeah.
It's just silly.
Yeah.
But chatting to you like this, one to one, this is very nice.
Yeah, I do enjoy
it's
it.
as close as we get, and I think this is a good thing to do.
Well, I would like to do this again and actually join you at a time of day. I'm permitted to open up a bottle of wine or something, because if I was drinking at 11,
I did cheat.
if I was drinking at this time, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
There's a great Catalan toast, which I think we should finish on. It's Mengabay, Cagafort, Tingis por la mort.
Okay.
Which means eat well, shit hard, and don't be afraid of death.
Okay, that's a good one to remember.
I'll have that on the front window.
That is marvelous. Now I'm going to force this out of you. What's the name of the town that you're in?
Oh, sorry, it's called Calella.
Calella. How does one spell that?
Callella.
Excellent, excellent. Well, hopefully once all of this is over, we can come and visit you in Spain once again.
That would be lovely. It's the last time I saw you here.
Yeah.
We can even have another chat in the bar, and then I can show you around the bar.
I would love that. Maybe we should catch up again in a couple of weeks, and I'll show you you can show me the inside.
Splendid.
Excellent.
Jamie, thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you.
Brilliant. Take care. Bye-bye.